If an evil clone of a war hero made from a lifeless shell, the DNA of said hero, and half the soul of an immortal, cannibalistic serial killer isn't Halloween material, I dread to think what is. Beast Wars Transmetals proved so popular that it basically got a sequel, Transmetals 2, which sadly didn't do so hot. Still, I have some of those figures, starting with my third AA purchase, Dinobot. The Beast mode is a Velociraptor, a very skeletal, techno-organic raptor. I should point out that there are actually two versions of this figure, one cast in tan, the other in a pure, more show-accurate white. Though he's yellowed somewhat, I'm pretty sure I have the latter. Either way, deco-wise, he's not bad. In the cartoon, Dinobot 2's creation evokes that of Frankenstein's monster, which ties in well with this subline since A. The blurb on the box depicts the Transmetal 2s as the results of Megatron's cloning experiments. They're stronger, faster, savage as hell. And B. Most of these figures, even non-show characters, are patchwork designs. They're very mishmashed and asymmetrical. It's hard to see because of the plastic colour, but a lot of the moulding, including the pistons, spikes and other mechanical details, is different on each side. Also, these chromed parts, I'm guessing they're meant to be armour of some kind. Visually, I think the design works, in that it reflects this Dinobot's characterization, though his robot thighs are pretty obvious. However, some of the aesthetic choices are at the cost of the figure's functionality. It's a recurring issue with these toys, Beast Machines, and pretty much every movie line. In this case, it's the tubing. It fits the theme of the subline, but some genius decided to attach it to moving parts. It wouldn't be so bad if it was rubber or something flexible, but it's all hard plastic, which hinders some of the articulation in his claws and feet. Then again, the Beast mode isn't that posable anyway, since most of the joints are either locked or restricted one way or another. Gone are the third modes of the previous Transmetals, though these figures still have their share of gimmicks. For Dinobot, twist this lever at the dock to whip his tail. Second, his mouth opens to reveal another mouth. Not at all like Alien. Oddly enough, it's also exposed when he looks up. Finally, instead of energon chips, Transmetal 2s have spark crystals, which show the character's true allegiance. Likewise, the robot mode looks pretty cool. Almost every detail is carried over from Beast mode. The only new parts are those chest panels and naturally his robot head. Speaking of, it's more or less a mutated version of his predecessors. Or maybe they took some cues from Beast War's second thruster. Great sculpt, though some paint wash would have brought out his teeth. Thanks to this stupid tubing, his thumbs, yeah I'm calling them that, are stuck this way. Again, I get what the designers were going for, but I'd rather that sort of thing be optional. Otherwise, posability in this mode is a little better, since he can actually make use of what he has. If you leave his tail attached like in the show, sometimes it acts as a third leg, other times it makes him back heavy. But of course, it does detach, and can be held as a whip or club, though only in his left hand. It's no spinning blade, and he never had this from what I recall. Still, with this weapon, he has the ability to bludgeon and beat his victims to... On a side note, I had to thicken this peg with superglue so that he could wield it in the first place. On the show, this was an interesting alternate take on the original Dinobot, all the Blood Knight without the honor. Sadly, the toy, while not awful, is a little lacking. With just a few tweaks, he might have succeeded his predecessor, but he's mostly for completists, of the show or the line as a whole. Next I'm looking at... Give me your face! Ah!